Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sorcery. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that it chose to join me today as we move on from the place where the dad talked to us last episode and also over there. Terrible things are happening here in this place. I don't know what the Archmage is. I shied away from judging him evil. I think he might be, but it's not gonna be a clear-cut thing right there. Let's go to the low building over here and see what this thing holds for us. The night is falling as well, I think. Yeah, the night is falling. You make your way around the front of the low building. The sun has almost set and the sky has turned a deep purple. Let's look at it first. The wind washes through the upper story and the creepweed and yellow bright spark peer out from the shattered windows. The building was perhaps once an inn, perhaps a trading post, perhaps a place for guides to welcome newcomers to the great forests beyond, or fortress beyond, rather. Now it has crumbled to half its state. What is bright spark? You pluck a sprig of bright spark. It has bright yellow flowers, but it's completely useless as most wild plants are, so quickly you toss it aside to wither. Really? Yeah, I didn't know what that was gonna be. Let's go inside the building. You put a hand on the frame as you step through the listing doorway. You enter the crumbling building. It is missing its roof, so you are exposed to the sky. Let's search the building. With great care, you search the rest of the room but find nothing of interest. The building is quite empty, but carved on one wall is what appears to be a scratched message. You read over the message. Third spell that the Throbendors is spell of invisible spell. So, third spell that the Throbendors is the spell of invisibility. Curious. Okay, I'm gonna pray, but I'm also gonna write this down because I think the third spell, invisibility. Are we gonna need to cast like a series of spells? That'll be an interesting lock. Okay, I'm going with invisibility. Yeah, I got it written down. Actually, where the hell's my pen? There it is. Okay, yeah, and bell. Okay, so let's pause to pray. Oh, we just gain health. The doorway beckons, but you are not ready to move on yet. The open sky framed by the edges of the building quiets your thoughts. You close your eyes and raise a prayer to your graceful god, Korga. You feel a great sense of calm overcome you. You are close to Manpang, but can still know a moment of peace. That's good. Let me... Invisibility. Because that's a little bit better written, because I wrote it with a pencil before. Anyway, then there is nothing more here to find. You sleep outside of the aged building and back into the light. I think that was good. I think that might have been really good. Ooh! You step back onto the trail and look around once more. Paths lead in several directions. Towards the rim, north. Why would I want to... what? Do I want to go there? I guess we have time. You head back through the scrub towards the crater rim. Darkness closes in. You need to rest, especially on an empty stomach. Time to keep moving. Okay, so... there's nothing over here. Let's go this way. Follow the path, skirting the crater's lips. On either side of the path are low stone foundations, half buried in the gray dust that fills this crater. You look over the old stones, the remains of buildings most likely, which have been leveled or cannibalized or otherwise reduced to rubble. It is impossible to tell what kind of buildings they were from what is left. The ruins are more extensive than those of Tinpang. The path forks here. And I'm gonna continue going over there. The trail passes a deep crack in the rock, which extends southwards, growing deeper and wider. There's no way across the fissure, but the path leads in either direction past it. We're gonna continue going. We're gonna lose a little bit of health, but that's okay. You make your way up the curved, dusty rim of the crater. An open pass leads forwards and up. The skyline is suddenly dominated by the looming specter of Manpang. The moon moves slowly across the sky. Spellbound by its presence, your eyes follow the lines of the citadel's walls. Gnarled spires twist upwards towards the sky as if in agonized prayers to the heavens. Sharp angles and jagged points protrude everywhere. Demonic gargoyles line the outside walls. Oh, I love it already. You try to look away, but you cannot. It is as though the towers have gripped your eyes. The sight would be enough to break the courage of any brave soldier, and its effect on you is much the same. You feel a knot of fear bury itself in your stomach where you cannot shake it. Despite shivering at the sight of the citadel, you feel yourself compelled to step forwards. Still, perhaps it would be best to approach it well rested, and you cannot sleep here. Okay, so we're gonna still... I think we are... No! That's not what I wanted. No, I can sleep here? That's really not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. Okay, but knowing that I can sleep there is a good thing. But yeah, look at the citadel. That's gonna do something for me. I'm not really sure what, but we're going over here through the path. Hopefully it's gonna be still nighttime when I reach there, because I think we're gonna be able to sleep there. You follow the path around the north side of the crater. You soon come within sight of a low hut topped with a bell. Look at the hut. From here, you can make out the little of the hut, apart from the bell house above the roof, and the rope that snakes down inside. You would do well to find somewhere safe to rest. Okay. Or we could spend the whole day or the whole night up. You approach the hut, squinting against the dust in hope of spotting any danger. It has wide windows and empty doorways, allowing the wind to whip right through. The wind gently swings the bell on the roof. I am gonna... Is it the wind that's swinging the bell? Let's cast Sun here if I can. Yeah. No, I have sensed danger. That's not what I want. Okay. What are these spells? Why would I... We have Dop. That's an interesting thing. I really don't want Dop. Let's enter the hut. You sleep into the hut. Yeah, let's be brazen here. You approach the hut and step inside. It is silent as a tomb. Let's sleep here. The place is clearly long abandoned and should be sheltered and quiet spot to spend the night. Yeah, you lay yourself down. You have not eaten yet today. You find yourself beginning to scratch. You seem to have gotten fleas, probably from the monk's habit. Oh boy, whatever. Close my eyes. You get comfortable and rest. You are protected here, and your rest is untroubled by dreams. I gained 1 provision, descended into the Argbad crater, disguised yourself as a monk, and found 3 new clues. You pick yourself to your feet and brush down your tunic. And now I can search the hut in the daylight, which is much better. Before leaving, you search the corners of the hut thoroughly and uncover 2 vials of potion wrapped in an oily cloth. Blameberry! You slip quickly out of the hut once more. There it is. No need to spend a whole bunch of time right there, and we got some fleas, which is pretty bad. But we're gonna continue moving away from here, and let's go. So we follow the path. The open doesn't say anything about the sun, which is what I wanted to know about, but there we go. Let's go over here. You clamber up the far slope of the crater until you are on the main road once more. There are most likely guards stationed in a view of with a view over the pass. This is the only route into the citadel and is certain to be guarded. Let's make a move. Okay, I could wait until nightfall. That's an interesting thing, but I think I will be able to disguise myself. You creep forwards into the narrow rock pass. This is the only corridor to Mampang. There is no other way. This is like approaching the gates of Mordor or something. You make your way slowly forward as the narrow walls close in on either side. A few clouds scud across the sky. Let's stop and listen. You still your breath and listen for any movement, but hear only the wind whistling through the pass. The pass stretches on in front of you, curving very slightly as it approaches the rising citadel. The road is barely wide enough for a cart, and the mountains tower on either side. An avalanche could bury you in a moment. And are there birdmen up there waiting? I'm gonna make a move. A pass lies open. There are no obvious traps and no ways around. I don't think the game would warn me of such an obvious trap right there. The only way is forward. You move cautiously along the pass. It is barely wide enough for 2 horses to ride abreast, but the walls on either side loom high and threatening. Starlight pulls around you. There is magic here. Looking upwards, you see the cliff edges look smoother somehow, as though loose rocks have been moved away from the cliff edge. Looking ahead, you see an arrow sticking out of the ground. You check the arrow out of the ground. How long ago was it fired? It is impossible to say, but it must have come from somewhere. I'm gonna cast a spell. What spell? I do not know. But the game is warning me of many things at the same time. So you have sense danger over here, which might be actually pretty good. I could actually cast this one. If there's anybody around, I'm gonna be able to tell their thoughts. You gather the stars into your design around you, pulling on the cloth skullcap as the magic takes hold. Thoughts drift towards you from somewhere close at hand. Such a dull assignment, someone rough and violent thinks. Staring down at this little path. Haven't shot my bow for weeks. Guards, they are above you, staring down into the pass on the cliff tops. So I'm gonna sneak forward. Oh, You press against the wall, trusting to the shadows, keeping one shoulder to the rock. You are so intent on the path ahead, you fail to notice the second guard. A voice hisses from above. Down there! Looking up, you see a guard holding a taut bow. A moment later, the arrow is flying and it pierces your shoulder. You spin around, struggling to stay upright. You dodge another volley, yanking out the arrow as you run. By Gred, the guard cries, didn't kill him! He knocks another arrow as other guards arrive. The pass is a trap, of course it is, and the guards have a clear line of sight. I'm gonna press up against the wall. You press against the wall and hear the guard curse as you disappear from his view. But then you hear a chink of armor. Other guards are moving into place on the other peak. There is a brief moment of calm as the other guard scrambles for their arrows. Move forwards. You slip forwards along the path, but then you hear a small whistle and an arrow strikes you in the back. Korga will help me. It pierces straight through your chest, inches from your heart. You stumble, gulping in great gasps as the arrow shifts inside your body. You are now in clear view, and the arrow in your body is slowing you down. Pray for aid. That's what I should do here is I should break the arrow shaft, because if you pull the arrow free, you're gonna do a lot of damage. You need to break it first and then pull it free, but only when you are capable of healing yourself, because you're gonna make it bleed a lot. So I'm gonna pray for aid. You close your eyes and raise a prayer to the God of Grace. Then you close your eyes and pull again. Apparently I close my eyes again and pull the arrow free. It comes out with blessed ease, though the wound he leaves behind is still cripplingly serious. Finally, you manage to patch up the wound before collapsing near the end of the pass. The sun is blistering hot now. Everything goes black. You finally wake, the sun further along in the sky. The wound is serious and will dog your adventure, but it seems the guards have left you for dead and you are alive and through the pass. I lost maximum stamina. I noticed I had lost stamina, but I didn't think I lost maximum stamina. But apparently that's what it is. That's what it was. Let's go. You stagger out beyond the sharp peaks, and then the pass opens and provides you with your first clear view of the citadel's gates. After the 25 days of walking and hardship, you have finally crawled to your destination, Manpang. Holy crap. That's way less pretty than the... Holy crap. From here, you can make out a few swooping patrols of birdmen crisscrossing the sky and the passes on either side. They are on the lookout for something. The serpent's message has got through, it seems. A few carts rumble up the road from the east towards the main gate. I'm gonna look for ways in. You waste no time contemplating the fortress and instead scan the area for entry points. So I got the main gate. A short, well-paved road leads right up to the main gate. It is bound in strips of iron and taller than most trees. Carts approach the gate in orderly fashion. Most are searched, emptied, and turned quickly around. A few are allowed into the yard. Guards armed with bows stand ready to cut down any unwelcome visitors. Following the wall with your eyes, you see a path following the stone wall of the keep westwards. There may be another entrance that way. Finally, away to the east, the road from the gate disappears off towards distant lands. Heading that way would mean leaving the citadel behind. Time to make your choice. Okay, so the carts get searched. It's not possible to go inside of a cart, but I'm masked as a monk. So it might be... Yeah, there's a side entrance over here. It might be that this is the key. So I'm gonna try and get in from the main entrance. I'm gonna watch the carts. You watch the carts carefully. Each is laden with goods. The guards inspect them fairly curiously, patting down their contents before waving them through. I'm gonna make a move. The gate is busy enough that it might be possible to slip through. What is this one? I couldn't read that. The sun has reached its highest point now. The main gate of Manpang is not as large as those of Carey, but boasts many more guards. They cluster at the entrance, stopping every traveler with questions. Let's see, cast a spell. You open your arms to cast a spell, but seem to find no starlight above you. There must be some kind of magical defense in place. A passing merchant elbows you in the rib. Sorcery, is it? She remarks. Look up there. And she points at the guard turret to the left of the door. You follow the line of the merchant's fingers to a rack of spikes set along the rim of the turret. There are small things skewered onto the spikes. Some mere skeletons, other winged and broken. Minimites, the merchant remarks. When they catch one, that's where they go. With that, the merchant moves away. Well, let's watch the guards first. The guards, I was gonna cast Tell. The guards move about listlessly, following no set patterns. Some seem disinterested, others sharp-eyed and keen. Through the open gates you get your first glance of Mampang, though all you can see is a yard hemmed in by tall walls. Then you see the citadel rising at the center. Mampang is in fact two places, one inside the other, a walled city with a deadly citadel at its heart. A city veers between lawlessness... The city veers between lawlessness and oppression, controlled by sadistic guards and criminal thugs, but you know the inner fortress is home to far worse, death traps, monsters, and the fanatically loyal soldiers of the Archmage. But if the gate is so well protected, what will the fortress itself be like? Well, let's go. To the gate we go. The gate itself is made of dark wood that you do not recognize. Both doors are open, but more than a dozen guards stand by with more inside. A group of merchants and travelers are on the road from the east, lining up to be led in. Most sit on carts pulled by mules, though a few are on foot. I'm gonna talk to a merchant. You walk beside a merchant. Have you been inside Mampang before? The merchant looks at you with surprise. No one goes inside, the merchant replies. Don't you know that? We do our training at the gate, and I'm glad of it. If you don't go inside, who pays you? The guards handle the gold, he sighs. It must be a fabulous life in the monasteries, not having to know how coin works. Well, what are you selling? You ask. Cloth and bat wings, the man replies. The bat wings are used to fix holes in the cloth. Oh, interesting. The man, it seems, has nothing of substance to say, but it passes the time until you finally reach the gate. The guard who stops you is holding a parchment. You notice his purse is heavier than most. He looks up, about to ask your business, but falls silent and backs away. Guards! Guards, he cries. This is the Analander! To arms! The guard reaches for his sword as a crowd of his companions rush over. You are severely outnumbered. Okay. You take a second to glance around you, looking for options. Nearby, a group of untethered horses, the closest guard within grasping distance, but nothing else. Scare the horses? That sounds so weird. I'm gonna go with that. You shout at the nearby horses and slap one in the flat with the flat of your sword. It shoots away, hauling a cart along behind it into another group of wagons, which in turn tip and set each other horses off. Traders begin shouting in confusion and anger, which spooks the animals even further. The road has descended into chaos. Horses race everywhere, pursued by merchants trying to tame them. Fights break out, and as the more enterprising traders, attempt to snatch some of their competitors' wares. Your initial folly is quickly forgotten as the guards try to prevent a riot from breaking out. Now it is the time to slip away. Okay, so that was a waste of time. Let's go back to the road. So they know I'm here, and they know my face as well, probably. Step back from the gate once more. Thin heat beats down from an empty sky. You will have to see what you can do. We can go through there? What the hell would that be? I don't want to go through there. Let's go through here. You follow the path past the main gate and around the curving stone wall of the fortress. The sun is beginning to lower and the air begins to cool. The path opens out here into a wide plateau directly beneath the guard turret. Crossing it will leave you quite exposed and visible. Can I cast a spell of invisibility? Because that will work, right? And of course I need to remember what the spell of invisibility is. But, let's see. Sense danger. We have zip. That's teleportation. Yeah, go with that one. Yeah. You craft the enchantment, trusting to luck as the ring of green metal on your finger begins to gleam like a serpent's eye. You close your eyes as your body is wrenched away. You reappear a moment later on the other side of the plateau. What? Oh, okay. We're good. You follow the path further along the curve of the mountainside. Far below, a river rushes at the foot of the deep chasm that opens 2 steps to your left. The sun begins to dip, heading towards the horizon. Well, let's look at the side gate. The side gate is no main entrance, but it's still impressively large. What about the wall? The wall of the fortress is built from blocks of stone of a size you haven't seen since the ruined steps down into the backlands. They must have been carried and laid by enchantments. No creature could have assembled them on the edge of this precipice with such a narrow space to work. At the edge of this path, a side gate is set into the wall. Well, you can build the wall from inside as well if you want to, but sure. Such an narrow space. At the end of the... yeah, okay. Look for climbing holds. Can I do that? Let's make a move. The path follows the chasm edge. Okay, let's go into the side gate. Avoiding the watchful eyes of the birdmen circling above the ramparts, you sneak towards the door. The side gate is much smaller than the main gate and is probably used for patrol. You open your arms to cast a spell, but once again, you cannot seem to craft any magic out here. There is a stone overhang over the doorway. You could perch there, but it wouldn't be high enough to climb over the wall. Look at the door first. You approach the door, sizing it up. It seems solid enough. You would not be able to smash it open, even if you could do it so silently. And there does not seem to be a lock. It must be barred on the other side. There are no Svin elders to give you a free pass into this walled city. Oh, yeah. So I am, I'm gonna knock on the door. You knock a few times, you can hear faint sounds of cursing and muttering and what sounds like an argument from behind. Open up, you demand. All right, returns a voice. Stop shouting. By Gred's nostrils. Gred is the evil god. I'm gonna draw my sword. You draw your sword and hold it up behind your back. Then the door opens, revealing a black elf guard in patchwork armor, her eyes narrow in suspicion. Who are you? She asks. Her right hand rests lightly on a sword. A male guard peers over her shoulder from further inside. I bring your doom. You reply coldly. The guards grit their teeth. The guards rush forwards, but you are ready for them. You have enough time to ready yourself and skillfully cut down one black elf as she charges at you. You fend off the other two, but fail to stop one burying a sword in your shoulder. So I took damage right there. You're running through for good measure. One is left standing. Who charges at you? Okay. So I think he is gonna go with a powered attack right off the bat. I think this is gonna be a 7 attack right there. It might be 7.6, but I hope it's not. Let's see what happens there. Of course. Emitting a snarl, the black elf guard swings his sword and comes for you. There is no time for hesitation. You swing your blade for his stomach. He raises his sword high in time to block the strike. He is only scratched by your cut. Determined to revenge himself on your blow, he braces his posture. What does he mean, he braces his posture? Is he gonna go for the defense? Well, let's learn. Oh, it means that, okay. It means that he was gonna go for a power attack. You lunge forwards again with a blow that could cleave bone. You stab. The black elf guard is wide open, sword raised and cannot defend himself. He grimaces to avoid screaming. I'm gonna go with another attack right there. Ooh, by 1. Okay, and then I'm gonna defend here, I think. He keeps his distance. He's gonna defend, so I'm gonna defend as well. You strike again, striding in. You thrust a calculated lunge towards his heart as the black elf guard swings for your sword. The guard stumbles. He is weakening. I'm gonna defend there. That was a waste. You drop down, covering yourself as the black elf guard jabs forward. You parry neatly. You are essentially unscathed, thanks to your quick parrying. His disciplined eyes follow your feet. He's good. He is good. You stay wary as the black elf guard rushes forward. You push it aside. You are essentially intact thanks to your guard. He raises his short sword against his chest. He's gonna go for a block, I think. Yeah, he is. But I think I'm gonna be able to kill him. Readying yourself, you move forward, hoping to skewer the black elf guard on your blade. Striding in, you target a calculated stab for his eye. He turns your attack smartly away, betraying great discipline. Calling for help, he shifts his position. He's gonna go with another powerful attack. There it is. And now he takes 3 damage. And he's dead. Why did was he bleeding or something? You strike again, moving efficiently. You steer a piercing lunge to skewer his ankle. You cut the guard down. Decent dueling. Sure. The final guard bleeds out on the ground. 3 bodies lay around you. So much for a quiet entrance. Well, not really. I really meant for this. You dash for the doorway and then gasp with relief. You are inside. We are inside. Manpang. This is a small side yard with further walls between it and the bulk of Manpang, but between it and the bulk of Manpang, but it is still inside the citadel. The shadow of Manpang falls over you like a cloak. It is as though the sun itself has dimmed, and you feel suddenly more cold and alone than ever before. But you have no choice but to continue. A voice in your head whispers, "Good luck," before fading into the murmur of waves. You have entered the citadel of Manpang. Here, no decision can be rewound. Oh, really? Oh, that's an interesting thing. It broke my rewind. The wind picks up as the evening draws on. It will be dark soon. There is nothing but a small enclosure between the barracks and a smaller outer gate. It is most likely used for training exercises and the like. The brazier in the middle of the yard is dark. The side entrance was perhaps designed for the servants and lower classes who would once served as the sorceress of the citadel. It has clearly long since fallen into heavy disuse. A stack of crates rots in one corner, leading over a heavy inner door that has perhaps not been opened in hundreds of years. Another door in the wall to the southeast seems more commonly used. A few guards nod in your direction, and you make a pious gesture in reply. I'm gonna look at the crates. The crates have been discarded over many years, with those at the bottom rotten to a putrescent pulp, while those at the top are more or less intact. They rise up almost to the level of the inner wall. A few guards march from the outer gates to the door out of the yard. I need to make a move here, because they're coming in. They might see the bodies. You will need to find a way further inwards. Okay, so we have the crates there, and that's actually exactly... Yeah, they're up against the wall. We have the small door over there, and that's the old door that hasn't been opened in a long while. We're probably not gonna be able to cast magic in here, are we? I don't really know. But we're running out of time for the day, so I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sorcery. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.